Well,
the salon.
right.
Yeah, it was down there. Yeah.
Almost can't.
Yeah, I'm doing that this year.
So you get called up.
Feet away. Just a Lily, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Johnny, you stay right here because we're calling. You have to be the fifth guy up.
Okay,
Johnny, how you been? Good. Last time I saw you was at the Nationals. How's everything going?
Good. I don't know. Did you measure it? You get your little walking thing?
That's my job.
Here. I have a question. It's good. That's
Andy, all right. Please report to the line.
Yeah, listen to you.
Johnson, right for Team Saturn. Tim Johnson, take the line. Tim down. Mark McCormick, I see Mark here. Mark is all set to do battle. And Tim Johnson, his teammate, will make the line.
no.
Mark McCormick, a great international rider, taking the line. And our third rider, we would like to welcome
Tim, we'll flank him. We'll flank him.
All right, perfect. Right into the Good to see you. It's kind of
Use mountain bike tires too, right? That's all right.
I saw you right down the road.
So I need to smile. Well, it just looked like real tough.
Yeah.
Macho.
Yeah, we're there between Vermont and Mountain Inn. It's awesome. I'd move there in a second.
You just went mountain biking at Awesome. Yeah. It's my first time there.
I mean, they got everything, right? Road, track, downhill, BMX. It's all there.
Yeah, they're building BMX tracks.
Done. Yeah. I haven't quite attempted doubles. Got my bones out first.
You're the biggest wuss I know.
I gotta stop falling off my bike.
Promising season.
You not golfing today?
I broke my wrist this summer, so.
To start riding eventually.
Yeah, I think
In,
I think you just missed the straight in.
I'm sorry.
I was like, my bar's down for 2 weeks and raised the pass for 6.
I did that. It wasn't hot, right? I know what you can.
Oh, terrible.
Put that thing there anyhow.
Adam, anyone you can see?
Race October 21st at Gray, Maine. It's right down the road from here. We'd love to have you. Free Ed.
You want to move that white thing back for us for a second? Hold on. Just the white part there.
Yeah, this home is cheap for the truck to take care of.
I'll see. I might be out there.
No, they came in. The ones I got last year.
That's how you know.
Hold this race temporarily. We've had a bad injury. We have to police this. We need to make sure it's policed before you start this group off. So hold loose until we figure out.
What is police?
We need to see somebody from you.
What is policing?
Oh, right over there, I saw it. Somebody was walking across the course and someone just ran right in. It wasn't walking, it was on that bottom of that hill.
Mine's my dog.
Tom!
Traffic of maniac. Such a
Okay.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I understand that.
I don't know, so I just like,
I tried it since last week. You and I rode against each other like we hate each other. We hate each other.
Rubbing those paddles, he gets chomp on it.
That was, I've never seen it.
It's only one gear in back. It's a 1-to-1 ratio too.
Cycle's supposed to be skinny.
I started doing it at the end of last year.
I think you're digging. Swing.
Actually, it was 11 as well. It's alright. 44, 42. 12, all you got? I'm more like a I haven't managed to.
I don't know, man. On that downhill, I was like,
I use it. No, I use it. I was like, I never use the little ring.
Pedestrians have right away anywhere on this property. Pedestrians on the course. Please refrain from yelling at them. We've got marshals everywhere who are trying to control the situation, but if someone gets out there, please pull back, okay? Try and make it safe as possible.
If someone's out there, guys, I'm just going to go
Thanks for
around
your
them. Of
cooperation.
course. I mean, I don't.
You guys are professionals.
There's no problem with that.
stay away from Matty, man. He's got a call him off.
So in an hour, lap cards will show you probably third time around. You know where the pits are, you gotta go, huh?
Don't take the first lap, please, on this course. If you take it too early on this course, we'll be out here for a long
I
time.
know you.
We're gonna slow way down.
Well, we'll show you lap cards at some
I
point.
guarantee the last lap will be
I
twice
will
as long.
allow feeding. Things are up in the air. I mean, CCI rules, but it's still up in the air on feeding. I will allow it. Please do it somewhere where you're not in anybody's way. You're not hindering anyone and not in a real fast section.
Are you going to keep working? 2 to go or 1 to go?
2 to go. Okay? If you can stay in till 2 to go without getting left by the leader, then you'll do up there. Alright? Other than that, if you're out of contention or left, you will be forward.
When are the free laps then?
2 to go.
12 ago.
Let's go, Kurt. Stick it in, buddy.
We do some parade laps? Oh, I mean like maybe till 1 to go.
Get your raffle tickets for other cars. The raffle tickets are
Jimmy was mentioning something about that last week. For some reason.
I was using a third
New UCI rule. Pushing. Big champ. Doing altitude training.
You guys all have
A couple of wide ones out there. This one's pretty big.
Then I take out my trusty thing.
This is 32 and a half.
I do.
What am I doing?
I want to see it.
What am I checking?
Mine's 32 and a half. They should make it 30.
As soon as it comes south of the border, the Canadian tires get bigger somehow. It's
Nice.
Test it.
That's perfect. Check mine.
Mine are probably the same as his. But
Barely.
check.
That one on the
that went sideways. I don't know.
I went in easy.
Okay.
What about the nuts?
Was that on a line or was that in between?
That's right.
Who else got white tires?
This guy in the mountain bike pack.
Doesn't their nose have to fit in there?
He doesn't have the cameras on, so he's they don't actually have cross racing in Seattle.
That's my problem.
It's all mountain bike racing.
If I'm not running, I can't use it. Like whenever I'm running, I'm cyclocross. I can't use it. Yeah. Hey, I can feel the jaw. Some of that, right? Wasn't it unbelievable? First time up that hill, I couldn't hear for 2 minutes. My ears were ringing.
You guys are fortunate to be able to experience that. That makes Philadelphia look like a training race.
Thanks. You can stick it in the box truck if it's there. Thanks.
I actually did the US Pro.
Well, we usually borrow JD's dad's truck from Douglas, but it's out of commission. So there's a guy who was joining the NCC, and I just sent an email out to the club, and I was like, I'm screwed, I need a truck. Because Burns is at the casino. So this guy just joins the club, he owns Northampton Pig Center. He's like, I just bought a 17-foot box truck and a cargo van. He's like, which one do you want? To get all the stuff from Burns, and we drove it all the way up here, and he's like,
Down right now.
I mean,
I didn't race, but my girlfriend's a race kid.
you can only run. You can run a little less than me. I have.
Yeah, I know.
Well, not only am I hips, but I have terrible driving skills, so I extend the flat a lot. Although they've gotten better.
I've been going to do ridden in Salt Lake for the last 4 years.
I like for Clinchers. I like was over there. So nothing near philosophy. You ride it here when it's fast anyway, so it doesn't matter how big it's. It's a pretty bike.
Scuba shop. What they're doing with dual and quad and mountain bike racing, which is many people on there carrying each other down the hill. It's like, perfect, kid. I can do that.
I don't know.
What are you doing out here? Did you know it's like 3 hours from Plymouth to here?
I got it. Something like that.
From the gun.
Now you want to take a picture?
No, I do.
Otherwise, you can.
but I dare.
I can if you want.
You or me? What do you want?
It's up to you. What do you want me to do?
Cooperation, everybody. Have a good race.
Now you're on front of the line.
Go, Kurt.
Who's going to take the front? And there's a set of barriers after they come through a turn. And it looks like Johnny Sunt.
Come on, Josh. Josh.
Johnny Sunt out of Redmond, Washington. That is the state of, folks. And Johnny Sunt is flying and just opened up about a 2-second gap on the rest of the field. Well, I can see how this is going to go. You want me? Come and get me. Johnny Sunt on a tear. Johnny Sunt still in the lead. Johnny Sunt. Timmy Johnson right in pocket. Mark McCormick. Also right up in there, Adam Hodges-Myerson. Alan, they're coming your way.
All right, I got him in sight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing the stars and stripes of Tim Johnson. Second place with Johnny Sunt leading the way up into the pin arch barrier. Oh, I tell you, they're looking very, very smooth. It looks like Mark McCormick up there as well as Adam Hodges-Myerson. A little bit of a gap now on Mark McCormick. 1, 2, and 3 right there. Adam Hodges-Myerson putting the pedal to the metal for 4. Johnny Sunt, Tim Johnson coming through the pit area for lap number 1. Here comes Mark McCormick right on their heels, not giving them any breathing room. Adam Hodges-Myerson. That's Svatek moving up. He passed Anthony for 5th. Svatek had a remarkable ride last week, placed 4th.
All right, Alan, we've got Johnny Sunt just 2 over the barriers with Timmy Johnson right on his wheel. Mark McCormick up out of the saddle trying to close. And then you've got Adam Hodges-Myerson. And we got Peter Webb, World Team member out of Canada, Justin Lilly, and they're flying. They have just completed 1 lap. Mark McCormick seems very composed. He's going to pace himself, and I'm very, very surprised at these riders. They're starting to put on a little bit of a push. Adam Hodges-Myerson, he knows he's got to close. They're down onto the far end of the course.
Alrighty, we've completed lap 1 here. The UCI 60-minute elite men's cyclocross race here.
Johnny Sunt, Tim Johnson, and about a 7-second gap, Mark McCormick.
I think I got visual on Sunt and Johnson, and McCormick trying to catch up. He's got a little bit of ground to cover, but it's definitely doable on lap number 2. Johnny Sunt, Tim Johnson, you're 1-2 right now as they're going up the pit arch way up and looking very, very strong. Johnny Sunt choosing to use his shoulder to carry the bike. Johnson is running his bike on the ground all the way up. McCormick flying up the hill there. What a jump he got up on there. Looking very, very strong as now Sunt and Johnson start to decline. Let's watch this. Sunt almost wiped out and he took it very, very casually that time. Getting a feel for that downhill section as last time he almost walked out there. selection
On your inside.
and right now we still have a whole bunch here. Looking at fourth place, I'm looking at Matt Svatek up in fourth right now, looking very, very strong. Peter Wedge right on his tail. Josh Anthony also right up in there, as well as the Goodale squad, looking very, very strong. And Pinnedale Willworks up there as well. It looks like Kurt Davis in the top 10 also. And they are really, really flying through here, Dick. They're pulling up some great speed, great technique, looking very, very strong up here.
10 seconds. It's a 10-second gap. But, you know, I was watching him over on the side and he knows what he's got in the tank, and he'll dump it when he needs to. This is a long event.
And I'll tell you one thing, you notice he's got the number 1 on his back, and that is very significant because that is your defending champion from last year's series, Mark McCormick. He's looking to repeat again this year, right now, third spot. Two leaders on the way, Johnny Sutton, Tim Johnson, and boy, oh boy, they're putting the hammer down, Dick.
And as you mentioned, he's not shouldering the bike, neither is Tim Johnson. A great international Super Cup mountain bike rider, World Cup champion, Peter Wedge, and then our international ski jumper, Matt Svatek, and a sprinter on the Smart Fuel Series a couple of years. And that is Justin Lilly, and of course Kurt Davis, who works for Cannondale down in Connecticut. Boy, oh boy, Alan, we've got ourselves one star-studded field here.
No doubt about it, and here comes the main field here up the Spin Arts run-up, and look at that, 10, 12 deep strong here going through. And they are taking the run-up very successfully. And it's very interesting, Dick. A couple different techniques looking up here. Some riders are choosing to carry the bike on their shoulder, while other riders are choosing to keep the wheels on the ground and roll it up the hill. Some, you know, it's faster either way. You know, it depends on the rider's preference. But, you know, very, very interesting techniques. And look at them coming down the downhill. Again, a very, very technical section. Lots of chances to wipe out down there, as we saw Johnny Sun almost do on the first lap. So in that case, speaking of Johnny Sun, Tim Johnson just glued to his wheel.
Mark McCormick, but that's okay. This race isn't over and done with yet. Mark, as I mentioned, he's a very savvy individual. He has represented the United States in world championships, and if he's got anything left toward the end, I'm sure that he'll end up moving, and you've got Peter Wedge moving up on Mark McCormick. That would be a good combination, Alan, if the two of them hooked up together.
Looking very strong. Here comes Josh Anthony, Saturn Developmental, looking very, very strong here. Northampton Cycling well represented, Alex Donahue.
But as you mentioned, Matt Svatek, he's on top of his game. Peter Wedge, we had not seen him down in the States due to the fact he hails from Canada.
I have 3, 4, and 5 bikes here just in case there are incidents where they need to change bikes.
Johnson he has not moved off of Johnny Sun's wheel for the last 2.5 laps.
Poor Sun, he's trying to, Alan, he's just trying to dig into his bag of tricks, anything he's got up his sleeve to shake Timmy off his wheel. And Timmy, a very, very savvy individual, you are not going to get rid of him.
No doubt, and look at this, Dick. I hear just now Mark McCormick coming into our picture. These two riders are clearly the top riders of the day here. And let's look at Johnny Sun and Tim Johnson as they go through the descent. Johnny Sun looking a little bit more comfortable now on that downhill, but Tim Johnson looking ever the more, just sitting right on that wheel. Mark McCormick is riding up there the longest that we've seen anybody today. And here comes Peter Wedge. That's fourth place right now. He's chasing McCormick down for third, so that could be a two-man team coming up very shortly.
On an express train, and I don't know whether Peter Wedge, sitting in fourth spot, is going to be able to close that gap on Mark McCormick.
Dick, we gotta move here. Kurt Davis is making a big push now. He is right behind his teammate Brad Swatek for sixth place. Chris Pegg having a great ride today, and now he's looking to catch up to his teammate and work on fifth and sixth there, and possibly getting Wedge for fourth.
Josh Anthony making a charge up that hill. He doesn't want to get shaken off that group. Josh Anthony, he was the one that helped his brother Jesse with a bike when the bike failed. The pedal fell off. Gone strong. He's flying out there. Now Josh Anthony whipping through the corners, and he is on the move, but Kurt Davis looks great.
He certainly does. He's had probably the fastest lap so far in here. And now we've got Timmy Johnson is now asserting himself at the front of the field. Now Johnny Sun is taking a little page off of Tim Johnson, but now here comes Sun with the charge. Sun attacking on the road. Sun attacking. Can't Johnson answer? Sun is attacking. But Johnson staying right on his wheel, answering it very calmly and very smoothly.
That was a great move, Johnny Sun. He backed off Timmy Johnson's wheel, came up into the draft, and then shot right on by him.
McCormick, our defending series champion, in third, but close behind him, Peter Wedge has got him in his sight. He's looking for fourth. Peter Wedge in fourth, looking for third right now, and he's putting the hammer down, trying to catch McCormick, and they're putting a whale of a amount of distance. This one's on the course right now, in sixth spot, gunning for fifth, and his teammate, Matt Swatek.
This could be a good combination right here. Matt Switek and his teammate Kurt Davis. You're talking about two riders all summer long. They've been in road competition with one another. But the surprise, Alec Donahue from the Northampton cycling team, he's coming right up with them. You're liable to have three working together, and that could be a benefit to all three of them.
All right, Josh Anthony coming.
New England cycling team. Peerless Insurance, they sponsor them. And come out on top at the end of the season. He is still in excellent shape.
Take a couple minutes.
And along with this, the excitement, it's really nice that we're having a good weather day to celebrate Festival of the Valley. I had one earlier, and then Alan said, boy, does that look good. He had one a little after that, and I think he pretty much agrees. Check out the raffles at the tables, and if you need instruction or would like to become a coach, either in skiing or snowboarding, see Chip Barkley right there at the registration table right by the edge of the parking lot.
All right, well, we just saw our leaders coming up the spin-outs run-up, and ladies and gentlemen, we just saw Timmy Johnson with a bike change. Timmy Johnson's got a fresh set of wheels on his bike over here, and he's taking a little bit of attack here on Sun. He's trying to do some damage over here.
Who was sitting very, very comfortably on Johnny Sun. Johnny couldn't shake him. And all of a sudden, Timmy changed bikes, and now he's got the bike with wings on it, and he's up out of the saddle pushing very, very hard. And I've watched him on that Mount Washington hill climb, go up the mountain. Very, very strong individual. So cardiovascularly, he's pretty doggone fit. Mark McCormick still keeping a nice tempo. Peter Wedge trying to chase him down, Alan.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, McCormick's gotten a little bit more of a gap now.
So it looks like he's starting to push the pedals a little bit harder, and we're going to see what that gap is, see if it comes down at all.
All right, on the bumper of that Swatek and Kurt Davis right there. This is 5th, 6th, and 7th. And here comes Johnny's son, Tim Johnson, completing lap number 4. Looking very good out there.
Well, Tim Johnson took Johnny's son to task, tried to put the hurt on him a little bit, and Johnny just came right back at him. And we're at 15 seconds right now. Let's see what the gap is, and we'll keep it on Mark McCormick. Mark's still not in sight. This looks bad, Alan.
Well, I can see him coming around the S-turns now, and he's going to come towards the location. But like you said, Dick, he's got a lot of ground to cover if he wants to go after Johnson and Son.
35 seconds already, and it looks like it's going up to 40 seconds, right around 45 seconds. 45-second gap, but again, he's nice and comfortable, nice and smooth.
Trying to maintain 4th place and get up on Mark McCormick. And Dick, what are we looking at for a time there?
Well, let's see, it's probably about 20 seconds.
Swatek gets attacked, and he's gotten the gap here on Donahue and Davis. Swatek having a great ride, fit spot right now, and he's gotten a little bit of a gap, but Donahue closing. Kurt Davis right on Donahue's wheel, so little team tactics going on there, Dick.
You know, Alec Donahue, he's in a bad position due to the fact he got 2 riders from Cannondale. Now, Kurt Davis is not going to come by him. It's his teammate, Matt Svitek, that's up the road. Now, it's up to Alec Donahue to close the gap. The minute he does, what's going to happen, Alan? You got it. Kurt Davis is going to attack where he's getting a sleigh ride getting up there. So a lot of strategy. This is like a moving chess game on the road.
You know, and I'm just getting tired kind of turning around facing each side of the course here, and I'm realizing these guys are like putting some muscle into this, right from the pedals right up to the handlebars, and a great race happening. In addition to it being a festival at the Valley, we'd like to welcome you if you're just coming here for the first time today. Thanking our sponsors for being so generous in the celebration and the support of this festival, and they are Apple Ridge Farms, Austin Associates, Electrical Systems of Maine, G&B Sporting Goods, Norton Insurance, Rainbow Bicycles, Sam's Italian Sandwich Shop, Seltzer and Ride Home, Shop and Save, Sun Journal, Cisco, and Weber Energies, along with the party people, and they have the inflated jumping areas over there, so check them out. It's only $2 to have some fun for a little bit.
And still leading the troops up, and those two are looking very smooth up that very difficult run up. And climbing in, and you see Sun still leading Johnson as they come down head towards the downhill, very technical section. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Mark McCormick, 3rd spot on the course right now, looking very smooth. No one really behind him, so McCormick has gained, really gained some time, Dick, on Peter Wedge over here for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, he's opened up a gap. What I notice on the downhill, and comes down here at a little faster speed than Timmy Johnson. Timmy then has to dig in to bring him back. So every lap he has opened up just a touch of a gap, and I'm getting a time check on Mark McCormick.
Talk about that. You know, the first lap you were over at the start-finish line area, but the first time through here, Johnny Sun almost disaster striking. He came close to wiping out on that downhill. So the next couple laps, he took it very easy, tried to get, you know, very comfortable with that section. And now
that dialed in, and he's a lot quicker than Timmy on the downhill. And as I mentioned, he opens up a little bit of a gap, and Tim's got to work like the devil to close it. And they are off.
Okay, 5 laps down, they're going to see 4 to go, Dick. Next time through, they're going to see 4 laps to go. Our leaders, Johnny Sun and Tim Johnson, looking very good out there. And we're still looking for Mark McCormick. A lot of work to do. Holding on 3rd place, though. So right now, as our standings are as follows. Johnny Sun leading with Tim Johnson in 2nd, Mark McCormick in 3rd, Peter Wedge in 4th, and Matt Swatek in 5th. But that could change at a moment's notice.
But again, we were looking at the battle between Matt Svitek, and he took off. He had his teammate Kurt Davis right with him, and Alex Donahue. They had him in not a favorable position. Pro Team Saturn coming down through the pit area, and he has a pretty large gap on Matt Svitek.
Because McCormick is over at those double hops, you know, getting ready to get onto the finishing section, and we can see him here. Mark McCormick coming around into the hairpin, so Peter Wedge has some work cut out for him. Okay, Josh Anthony on the way. That is 9th place on the course right now.
The party people are here. If you've not even thought of considering a little party, I just want to tell you some of the rides that they have, or the events in there and have here today. And I think the one that I find interesting is the spider web wall. It's they wrap you up in an outfit that is designed like Velcro, and then you run and you stick yourself to the wall. I think you have to be a certain age to do that, and it looks as though it's nice to have you bring you over there. I think it's only $2. Inflatable rock wall is also another little fun event that gives you some climbing skills, and it's very safe.
With Spin Arts, Tom Stevens Cycles.
No doubt about it. Custom-made frames for both road and cyclocross. Tom Stevens, the designer of this course today, has done a great job with this.
Also, we have the series-long season. It's a season series and cross series with beautiful clothing. They also provide the leaders' jersey, so we'd like to thank Burge.
Okay, we also like to thank Cycle Smart, the coaching, promotions, and management. Adam Hodges-Meyerson, who's in this race right now, taking a great, giving a great stake and a lot of support to the Verge Cross Series for 2001. So many thanks.
Timmy Johnson made a bike change, and now Timmy is the driver of the bus. He's putting on a push, and they're heading for the barriers, and they're dismounted, flying over the barriers, remount, they're coming down into the line. And Alan, what do you figure they've got to go? 3 to go when they hit the line?
I believe they're going to see 3 to go, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people here on the grounds, and looking up at the trees kind of reminds me they're still pretty much green, but they'll tell you that they have some passes and all hamburgers, sausage.
Our Paymaster Bike Shop owner extraordinaire, John Grenier, for your elite women's prizes are now available. Go see John at registration. John Grenier has payouts for the elite women available at registration.
And Freitag hasn't got anything left in the tank to go ahead and pull off a jump.
Well, I don't know. At Northampton last weekend, so you know, Matt Swatek probably has some gas left in the tank. Game now. Let's see if Johnson's going to stay in lane. He's not going to take a change as they run it up. And very, very even. This has been a totally even contest for all 6 laps coming through here. And Dick, I tell you, I don't know. I don't know who's going to take the top on this one.
Is moving pretty doggone quick. Stunt right on his wheel. And now the two of them open up a gap, but it just isn't working. They're both of equal ability. And Stu Thorne trying to pass up some water to Timmy Johnson. Tim says, nah, I'm okay.
Mark McCormick on the court, on the way, looking very, very comfortable in 3rd spot right now. And now we're going to...
No, it wouldn't actually pull the profiles in. It's a real sporty little car, too, so you get a lot better gas mileage than my van does. So maybe we should give it a try.
All right, this is a totally great day. And again, many, many thanks to Lost Valley Ski Area here for hosting this event today.
This is the one that we're kind of keeping our eye on here. This Alec Donahue, the rose between 2 thorns, and you've got Kurt Davis hanging tough in there with Matt Switek, who is in the lead right now, and Matt Switek, who is sitting right on the wheel of Alec Donahue.
In the middle of the field here, dressing up the Spin Arts run-up. And looks like possibly Rob Holt there leading that group through.
On the chairlift ever, even as a skier or not, the chairlift is available for you to go to the top of the mountain and then take a nice brisk walk down. It's a great day for it.
Time Sports USA designs and manufactures with the Great Time pedals as well as shoes, and that has worked so well for so many promoters during the course of the season. It just ends a great many headaches as far as registration is concerned.
And when of course you're speaking of .coms, you are using the lowest of .com
Johnny Sunk making it into the barrier. He's out, he's over. And he's reloaded. Johnny Sunk heading for the hairpin turn. Once he gets it on, Jimmy Johnson. Sweat coming off his brow. Coming through the hairpin turn, flying up out of the saddle, making a charge for the line, ladies and gentlemen. From the state of Washington, Johnny Sunk. Jimmy Johnson. Out Washington, he'll climb Peter Wedge, our world team member from Canada. Mark McCormick back on the bike after his running over the barriers, and now he's heading for the hairpin turn. And ladies and gentlemen, he realizes he's got third sewed up, down through the hairpin turn, making his way into the finish line. Mark McCormick, third rider through the wedge. Our fourth rider across the line, up out of the saddle, making a charge around the hairpin turn, and he's going to make his way in with a wonderful performance coming back off a broken wrist, and this is his first outing since that injury. They're flying over the barriers, and now it's going to be a race to the line. Spycheck from over the barriers first. Davis trying to put on a charge to close the gap through the hairpin turn. We ought to see a good shootout coming down into the line. Here we go. The sprint is on. Coming down into the line. Spycheck up out of the saddle, digging in. Spycheck looks like he's going to nail it. And Kurt Davis right behind him. Our rider that did such a wonderful job with these two competitors from the same team, Alex Donahue, had the misfortune of having to get a bike exchange. He had a flat tire, and Alex Donahue was coming down in 7th spot. Alex, you put in a wonderful ride. Beautiful, beautiful performance. Representing the Northampton cycling team. Well, these guys, they're fighting it out for a top 10 finish. Adam Hodges-Myerson, a great cycling coach. He has a lot of students under his tutelage, and they're coming down through the hairpin turn. Here we go. This is going to be another sprint into the line. The sprint is on.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Wow, Adam Hodges-Myerson and Ron Holt out of Congress, Mass. Had a good dash with Adam.
I was suffering the whole time. Plus, I definitely was pretty stressed. Like walking up and down the hills for the last 2 days.
What about the course? When the women finished up a mountain bike, said this was a roadies course, and then the women said this was a roadies course. How did you see it?
I saw it as a cross course.
Yeah.
I mean, the twistiness and the turns and the grass. I mean, I almost took a digger early on. When grass is dry, it changes a lot over the course of a race. It gets really slippery. In the mud, it's predictable, but when it's dry, it's 100% traction until you hit a certain point, and the bike just cuts loose. And so it was really interesting that it changed over the course of the race.
We couldn't see when you finally got your gap.
As soon as we hit the base of the hill, I just jumped as hard as I could on the pedals, and I got a little bit of a gap. And I just held it on. I mean, after that, it's a short sprint to the finish, so I just held it on. I was real happy to grab the win today. I mean, it's a long trip, and it's good to come home with some points, a little bit of cash, and it's a good. Most of those out here as a barometer to see where I am in my training for the rest of these races, and I think it bodes well. It's a great company. They've done a.
They give me speakers.
Oh, excellent. They're really fun to work with. They're right there in Seattle. And I helped them develop this bike, actually, the cyclocross bike, and it's working really great. Tom Mount there, who's the guy who developed this bike, did an awesome job. He rode with me on the weekends last winter. I was doing my training rides, and we just worked together to develop a bike that we could win races on. So it was fun. And it's always fun to ride something you helped build in a way. So I have a lot of pride in this bike. It handles well, and it does the job for me.
Put on a whale of a show, and it was just nip and tuck the whole way. How did that heel feel during the length of the course? Did it begin to wear on you toward the end?
Well, absolutely. obviously he had me at a little bit of a disadvantage early because Mark was lurking back there, and I really didn't want Mark to catch up because the two of them together spells trouble for a rider like myself all by my lonesome out there. So I really had to ride hard, and Timmy got to sit on me on the road sections early on, and then he started putting it to me a little bit, and I managed to hang with him and conserve a bit. And we just were just back and forth the whole time, really watching each other.
But I'll tell you, on that run-up, both of you were nip and tuck, and then it seemed as though you were a little bit quicker on that descent, and you handled yourself very well. You'd open up a little bit of a gap, and that made Tim work to expend a little bit of energy, and I think that was an advantage on your part.
Well, I always have tried to pride myself on being a pretty good bike handler, and early on I almost laid it down. I'm riding on some new tires I haven't ridden before, and the bike handle's great, the K2. And I just was trying to get a feel for the course, and once I did, I started trying to ride it really smoothly and fast.
Well, evidently everything grooved in for you. What's your game plan? I believe that coming all the way from the state of Washington, you're very, very serious about UCI points and a spot on the world team.
Oh, absolutely. That's my #1 goal this year, is to qualify and go and race at Worlds and do really well there.
Well, we're very pleased that you made the long trek across the country to put on a wonderful performance. Now, you're going to be able to hang in for a couple of weeks, or you're going to go right back home?
Well, I'm going home early tomorrow morning, but I'll be back on the 11th, and then I'll do the Super Cup on the 13th and stay here all the way through Amherst. So you'll be seeing a lot of me out here this year.
Ah, that's terrific, and I'm sure that you've got a lot of friends in this area. You're a great rider, and a pleasure to have at an event. Thanks for putting on a wonderful show. Johnny Sun.
Thank you very much.
You two guys were nip and tuck the whole way, and you've had a wonderful road season, very, very strong season, and then you came into the cross season. How did you do last week?
Last week was great. I had my first cross race of the year after spending all weekend on my cross bike with Adam Meyerson's Cycle Smart cyclocross training camp, and it was a good way to get back into it. It's nice to spend time on my cross bike, and I'll tell you what, this race was one of the hardest cross races I've done, with all the elevation change and the course that Tom Stevens set up. So I was pretty happy just to survive this one.
And again, this summer, you did a wonderful job up at Mount Washington. You copped that, and you beat your time from the year before.
Yeah, actually, I took over 2 minutes off my time from last year and got it down to the 53-minute range, which is something I never thought would happen.
Well, I tell you, you proved to yourself that you are quite a rider, and you've still got a lot to go. You're still a young man, and I'm noticing the brakes on the bars. That must work pretty well on those downhills. You can keep your hands up on the tops and still brake.
Yeah, actually, these are one of the coolest features of my bike, and anybody who wants them can get them at cyclocrossworld.com.
From the Netherlands?
Actually, from Massachusetts, but they're sold from the Netherlands, yeah.
Well, we've got Mark McCormick with us, and then we're going to get underway. We're just going to shoot the breeze with him for just a second. Mark, we're going to get these three riders down here. And it looks like you're off to a very, very nice, steady start for the season, and very, very steady ride. How did the course ride for you out there?
That was very hard. I'm not really in very good shape right now, so I'm pretty happy with third place. Great weather, technical course. Tom Stevens did a great job designing a course with some tight technical cornering and some challenging uphill. So it was a good first race for me. Looking forward to a long, steady build-up till nationals, and I think that it's good to see so many guys up there. It's nice to see Johnny Sun coming out to the East Coast and giving Tim a battle here. Those two had looked like a really challenging race from where I was watching, and hats off to those two guys.
People don't realize what a pro rider goes through. They think it's all peaches and cream, and we watched you up at the Green Mountain stage race, put in a wonderful performance, and then have to jump on a plane, go to San Francisco, put in a very, very difficult race out there, but one of those races proved to be very fun for you. You ended up winning a great ride out in California.
Yeah, it was a great ride for our entire team. The Saturn team put on a good performance there. We were outdone by George Hincapie of US Postal, but here we are in the cyclocross season. It's hard to believe we're back again for another hard year of racing. It looks like Adam Meyerson's put together a great series this year, putting all these UCI races together. Taking over for for international racing here in America. It's great to see.
What'd you think of Lynn Bissett, another Saturn rider? All of a sudden, it looks like he's hooked on cyclocross.
Yeah, I think anybody that can come in with a lot of power and a little bit of technique is going to go a long way in this sport, and she's proof of that.
Come on over here, Johnny. These two guys feel very bad for you that you've got to make the long trek all the way from the state of Washington, and you're going to go home, got to turn around and come back again in a week or so. But we're pleased that you decided to make the trek out here and put on an exciting performance for us today.
Well, I think now I'm a New England racer, I just commute. And I got to thank all the wonderful people out here who put me up and taken care of me and made me feel really at home out here. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you more this season, that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, donning the leader's jersey is Johnny's son and Burge, our main sponsor for this season-long series, provided these jerseys, and he will wear this going into the next event and try to hang on to it and protect the point that he is earning today.
You get it?
Yep.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you very much.
So bring it back. When the next one is, I can keep it.
Yeah, does that fit you right? I have other sizes.
This is good. Thank you. Well, pride. Thanks a lot.
I rolled my tire. I was with those guys and I rolled my tire. I was with Mark, you know, and I knew I couldn't stay with these guys, but I rolled my tire over here and I just had to stop, put it back on, ride to the pit, and it took me another lap to get going again. So I picked people out for the rest of the race, but
yeah, you had a good skirmish coming into the line, and you really lit
just,
up.
I should have been racing for 5th, you know. Yeah. I was in front of Peter. I was with Matt Spata. So I was racing for 4th or 5th. Yeah, what do you do? It's hard to do everything, you know. Amherst said you'll probably stay with him the rest of the time when you come back. I haven't got him back yet, so that would be good.
Yeah, it'd be a good place to train.
You'll be able to pick up some exhibition.
Okay, that'd be cool. Is Toby coming out?
Well, he still hasn't bought a ticket.
He's supposed to. Is he scared of American?
I don't know. He doesn't have a sponsor for cross right now, so I may try to.
Give me some money and I can buy it.
Alright, well, call someone.
I can if he can get some. We're out of money. I can get him bikes, no problem.
Yeah, I don't think bikes are the issue.
Yeah, it never is. It's great though.
John.
How's the